Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. It really, really helps, it's down there somewhere. Anyway, just click the like button. It really helps, it gets distribution all over YouTube. And that helps the channel. And let's face it, I'm trying to get new viewers and listeners and people to enjoy this channel. And I'm going to talk today partly about a guy called Tommy Robinson, also about the far right-wing movement that was prevalent in the prison service when I was there, and that concerned the National Front. Tommy Robinson was in the British National Party, I believe, and various other right-wing movements, and at the time the prisons did actually hold quite a number of ethnic minority groups, although they're not so much minority groups today, are they? Because you go to some prisons and they're like 30%, and I do believe that over 20% of the prison population is now comprised of what we used to term ethnic minority groups. Now, I've read a little bit about Tommy Robinson, and my friend Michael Fair, who sometimes comments on this channel personally because I know him, has been pointing me at a guy called Tommy Robinson, because Tommy Robinson is definitely active against the gangs that support the Islamic faith and are prevalent in our prisons and indeed in certain of our cities and towns, where there have been numerous cases of teenage girls, or sometimes even pre-teenage girls, being groomed for sexual favours, and doing so by plying them with alcohol and drugs. And at a time it seemed that the police were doing nothing, but the likes of Tommy Robinson, the National Front, the British National Party, why is it that we have to have the extreme right wing taking actions when it should be the police force and the criminal justice system that is dealing with these people? Unfortunately, I believe that Tommy Robinson, I don't know the man, had been somewhat considered to have overstepped the mark, where he was demonstrating outside, I believe it was Huddersfield Crown Court, where there was a group of individuals who happened to be Asian. They could have been anything, but they happened to be of Asian origin. I believe they were members of the Islamic faith, and they were being on trial for abusing, manipulating, and sexually exploiting teenage and pre-teenage girls. Now, apparently Tommy managed to get himself arrested and charged with contempt of court. It's a big thing in the British criminal system. The courts do not like you to treat them with contempt. Believe me. I've been there. I was a dock officer for a while at the number one court at the Old Bailey. I've been the dock officer at Crown Courts in Manchester and various other Crown Courts. And let me tell you this, if the judge thinks that you're treating the court with contempt, then the usual words are, "Officer, take them down." I was at Manchester Crown Court, and this particular prisoner he grabbed hold of the handrails, because they have handrails at the dock, grabbed hold of the handrails and began telling the judge his future. "You effing bastard," doing that. The judge says, "Officer, use your stave," meaning your truncheon, Well, it wasn't me, it was another guy standing next to him. So believe this or not, he pulled out his truncheon, big, heavy truncheon, bong, straight on the side of the guy's head. Well, it split his head open down here, down the side of it. No blood spurting out, He let go of the things and fell to the floor, semi-conscious. He wasn't completely out, semi-conscious. And the judge stood up, shouted, "I meant hit him on the hands." It's a bit late for that, "Officer, use your stave." Boof. Well, they dragged him up down the stairs into the holding cells. Those were the days, eh? I don't think they do anything like that these days. So basically, as we say, we've got a new prisons minister, James Timpson, and he is going to have a terrible job sorting out the gangs in the prisons. He can't do it on the streets. The police have got to do that. Now, at places like Rotherham and Rochdale and Huddersfield and very mainly northern towns, they seem to be ignoring the fact that the gangs were actually recruiting teenage and pre-teenage girls and exploiting them for sexual matters, putting them into prostitution, etc. So why were the police doing that? I don't know, but apparently the ultra-right wing, via people like Tommy Robinson and the National Front in the 1970s and early 80s when I was at the Scrubs, they were doing things like that. They were dealing with them. Now, if they get these people back working in the prisons, believe me, they will quickly eradicate the gangs in the prisons. It won't be an easy task. This is going to be a form of battleground. But somebody has to stand up and say, enough is enough. We do have a criminal justice system in Britain. And when I was a young man, it was policed by big lads who didn't mind getting their hands on the offenders. But today, as I keep pointing out, we have the Hostess system, and it's not feasible to send in the Tiller girls or the Beverley sisters to actually sort out gangs that are meandering round our prison landings, doing what they damn well want, telling the staff to piss off, and radicalising other inmates. From what I'm told, they're going to them with copies of a certain holy book that shall remain nameless, handing it to them and said, you are now converting to this religious belief, and if you don't, we are going to deal with you in an extremely negative fashion. So people are being forced into radical situations, to radicalisation, and nothing is being done about it. As I say, back in the 70s, we had things like the school bully and the black dog and the Chinese money box, and to a certain extent myself, although I wouldn't deliberately go in and intimidate the inmates, if needs be. It was a case that if you've got to get your hands on, then you got your hands on. Today, they don't seem to do that, and the big reason is 40% of their staff are wearing knickers instead of shreddies. So that's my little take on what I believe is happening in the prisons today, and good luck to James Timpson. He is going to need it. But are we going to go back to the days? I mean, listen, when I was asked to investigate the National Front at Strangeways, I found that they were associating themselves with the Ku Klux Klan. Now, that to me is diabolical. I met the guy who came over to speak to the National Front. He was David Duke. Look him up. He is a notorious right-wing maniac from America. He was at the time the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, and he came over to Britain at the invitation of the National Front and was speaking about white power, white power. And to me, it doesn't matter whether you're black, blue, pink or polka dots. Doesn't matter. There's a certain rule of law, and if we don't abide reasonably by the rule of law, I mean, nobody absolutely keeps every single damn law, do they? But within reason, then you become an outsider from society, and you're dealt with by the criminal justice system, which today is in a spiral of decline. They can't even get people into the courts because the court system is collapsing. And the prison system has got no places left, so they're having to release people, And James Timpson, good luck. You're going to need it. Get some big boys in there, but keep an eye on the ultra-right wing. And as for Tommy Robinson, I've read some of the stuff he's written, and a lot of it makes a great deal of sense. So I don't totally decry the man, but treating the courts with contempt isn't the way forward. I'm now going to... Listen, I still can't find my song dinger, and I have been looking, folks, you know. I know this distresses Larry. Larry lives near Rotherham, you know. Don't you, Larry? Yeah, he's got a little goat there. Anyway, I'll have to just ding-dong-ding a little bit for you here before I sing you a song. Ding-dong, there you go. Accept that, please, as my version of the song dinger. I'm going to get my wife to find it for me. She might know where things are, because I bloody don't. Anyway, I'll sing you a song now. What would you like me to sing? I'll sing an Elvis song, should I? King Creole, how about that one? Well, there's a man in New Orleans, police of rock and roll. He goes by the name of King Creole. You know he's gone. Gone. Yeah, he's gone. When he starts playing, it's as good as done. He plays his guitar like a Tommy gun. Hey, that's it. I can't remember anymore. You lucky people, eh? Tales from the jails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a look at my book and do some reading up on Tommy Robinson and the Ku Klux Klan and David Duke. Bye.